people out there, I have the second issue to the Luminous FireFly. This was published by Rapid Fire Comics. It was written by Terrell Smith, and it was illustrated by Mark Marvita. I did a video talking about the first issue to this series. If you're interested in checking that out, I'm putting the link over here. Previously, we saw the Luminous FireFly in action, but we didn't really see too much about his character and who he really was. This time around, we're introduced to a whole bunch of his back characters, including his foster family and his best friends. In fact, his best friend, Luke Shoemaker, makes an introduction at the beginning of this issue. Firefly's civilian identity is based on the writer himself. In fact, his name is Terrell Smith in the comic book. And yes, there is a lot of autobiographical content in this book that surrounds Terrell's real life. We learn that he's had a very bad family life. His mother was nearly beaten in front of him, but at the same time, there was an accident that took place that gave him his special abilities. Although so far his abilities have not been completely defined up to this point. He seems to have some super strength, some ability to adapt to situations, a lot of agility, and invulnerability. He was able to be hit by a metal pipe and it didn't seem to faze him. The main villain is also introduced in this issue, but whether or not he has powers himself, that hasn't been shown yet. That may be something left in the air for future issues. You can tell that Terrell's had a lot of issues being an outsider, including being bullied. That's always a motivating factor for a lot of teenage superheroes who are starting out. I like his costume up to this point, although you can tell that it's not fully developed up to this point. I've seen some concept art here and there where it looks even more advanced later on. Oh, did I mention that Terrell is the only black kid in school and he's also the only gay kid? Not that that matters in any way, but still, being that this is based on Terrell's real life, this is something he did experience in his own youth. He lives in a foster home, which is a loving home, but this is a direct result about what happened to his mother. So it does give purpose as to what his character is going to be doing for the future of the series. So it's almost like a Batman, Spider-Man character meshed together, but with unique abilities. I like the artwork in the first issue, but with Mark Marvita's style in this one, I have to say I like this one a bit more. I'm glad that we got more story in this one. In the first issue, we only had a small little adventure. It didn't really have too much development. This one, however, we got to see what Terrell looks like underneath the mask, and we also got to see all of his back characters and what's going to be happening in the future issues. So, huge improvement. I'm a huge fan of this so far. The only issue that I had was a printing issue, which I don't know whether or not it was the printing or whether or not it was intended to be this way, but the last couple pages are just blank white pages. This would have been a perfect opportunity to spotlight a certain character and give a bio on them. At least that's something that I would have done. Or maybe having the preview of the next issue on the back cover, or maybe the pencils of what it would look like. I mean, that's just something small that I think would have been cool to have been put on there, but it's not a huge deal and it doesn't really take away from the book itself. If you're interested in this series, you want to go to rapidfirecomics.com and you can look it up from there. It's very unique and I'm excited about issue number 3. But that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site when you get a chance, and hopefully I'll join you guys for another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. There are some other superheroes that exist in the Rapid Fire comic book universe. I'm pretty sure they're going to be making some cameo appearances or maybe full-on team-ups later on down the line. That'll be pretty darn cool.